Hello Trailblazers, welcome back to the YouTube channel Panther Schools. So today let me ask you one very important question. Are you guys still using desktop version of VS Code to develop Salesforce Lightning Web Components and other metadata? If your answer is yes, let me introduce you a very modern web-based Visual Studio Code which will help you to develop Lightning Web Components, APIS classes or any other metadata that you can develop with the help of desktop version of VS Code. So yes, we are going to talk about Code Builder, which is released by Salesforce, that is in beta version. Salesforce has recently released that Code Builder. With the help of that Code Builder, we can develop Lightning Web Component with the help of our browsers only. Now we don't need to set up the VS Code, we don't need to set up other related softwares like GitHub, Salesforce CLI, or any other extensions which are required in order to make our desktop based VS Code work to develop the Lightning Web component. So before we start, please don't forget to subscribe the channel, also share with your friends and colleagues. Press that bell icon so that you don't miss any update from us. Now let's quickly start. So what you need to do is, first thing, let's talk about what Code Builder is. So Code Builder, as I said, it is a modern web-based VS Code by which we can develop the Salesforce projects, and that includes any type of component, any type of metadata that you can develop with the help of your desktop version of VS Code. Now this is a managed package released by Salesforce. So we have to install this managed package. And once this managed package is installed, then we have to do the setup. The setup is very easy. We don't need to do anything fancy or we don't need to follow any documents. This is very easy, simple setup. As we said, this is a beta version. There are few limitations like you can only access 30 hours of 30 hours you can work with this VS Code in a month. So say that if you have installed your Code Builder today, then you can only work for 30 hours. The other thing is also very important. While you are working with VS Code, this Code Builder, then before you exit your Code Builder, or before you close the window for Code Builder, make sure that you deploy all the changes to your org. It could be your personal developer org, or it could be your sandbox org by which you are working with. This is the two very important thing that I wanted to tell you before we proceed. Now to install this Code Builder, this is the URL that you will get in the description of the video. So you will see that URL found that were in the description of the video. So get that URL, and then once you are here, basically this is the app exchange. You already might be familiar with this. So you will be seeing over here, get it now. There will be a green color button. So you need to click on that, get it now. And then it will pre-populate your Salesforce account by which you are logged in over here. If you are not logged in, then it will ask you to log in. You can easily log in with your Trailhead account. Then it will give you two options. Either you want it to install in production or you want it to install in sandbox. So we are going to install in sandbox because we don't, not sandbox. We will be using prod because we don't have sandbox. So we'll be installing it in our production environment. That is going to be our, we'll say that governance org. Governance org means where we are going to set up our Code Builder. Even in your real-time projects as well, you will be installing this org into the production environment. Now it will ask you to accept some terms and conditions. Go ahead, check this checkbox, and then click on confirm and install, that blue color button on the bottom right. So after clicking on confirm and install button, the app exchange is going to take you to the page where you need to log in with your username and password, and these username and password will be of your either your own personal developer org, or if you are setting it for your client, then these will be the username and password for your client production environment. So provide your username and password and then click on login. So once you click on login, after successfully authentication of your username and password, Salesforce will present this screen where it will ask you to install code builder for all the users. By default, all the user will be selected, so we don't need to make any changes. We just need to go ahead and click on install and make sure that we are accessing, or we are giving the approval for all the third-party web service that Salesforce has included in the managed package, and then click on continue. So once you click on continue, now the installation process will start behind the scene, and you have to wait for either a couple of minutes. Sometimes it takes 5 to 10 minutes as well. So we have to wait for that screen to be presented over here, which will say that the package has been installed successfully. Either you will see this message which will say this application is taking time to install, or you will see a successful message. In both the cases, you need to click on this done button. As we have received that this application is taking time to install, we'll wait for a couple of minutes or up to 5 minutes, and after successful installation of your package inside your org, you will receive an email. Once you will receive an email, then what we need to do is we need to start the configuration. Now you can see here under install packages that clicking on done button will take us to the install package section. Now here you can clearly see that there is a managed package named code builder which has been installed. Okay, now what we have to do is we have to click on this app launcher and then search for code builder, and you will find code builder beta. So select that, and it is going to open the application for you, the dashboard, where we have to configure the project where we are going to work with. So you will be presented with the screen like this. You need to click on this get started button, and it will ask you either you wanted to create a project from scratch or you wanted to import project from GitHub. So we will say go ahead and select new project, and we have to give the name. Okay, so you can just give the name whatever you want. For me, I'm giving a code builder demo. What is the project type? Standard, empty, or analytics. Just select standard, and here what we are doing is we are basically creating a SFDX project with the help of this UI. Then now here what it is saying this, either connect a development org or connect a sandbox org. So you can connect any one of this. If you have sandbox, feel free to connect with sandbox, but please don't use client org over here because we are doing demo purpose. And then connect to a developer org is for your personal development org. So I'll select this one, connect to a developer org. It will again take us to the login page of Salesforce, and I will just log in it with one of my developer org username. You will be presented with the permissions where you have to click on that allow button to make sure that you are giving the proper permission to the application to work with your code builder. Like it could be the deployment, or it could be retrieving the metadata from your org. Now you can see here you got the message, your org is connected, you got the successful message. If you want to disconnect, like by default you by mistake you connected with another org, you can disconnect it and click on next. Then what will be the dev of your org? Okay, so I'll say dev hub, or I can say ps-dev hub. This is my org. Okay, and then click on create. Now you click on create, what it will do is it will create a project for you. It is now generating the environment, and that environment is useful. Now you can see here on the top, let's talk about this time remaining. Earlier it was 30 hours, now we have got it 20 hours time. Recently when they released in the first go, that time was 30 hours a month. Now we have got 20 hours a month because we are having multiple users, you are having multiple people who are trying this, so they have reduced the time. So we have got this 20 hours remaining. Now how this time will be calculated, that I will also tell you. So first let's wait for this environment to be completed, and once it is completed, then we will talk about how to work with the next steps. Now once your environment is generated, you need to click on this launch button. Now this time will start calculating as soon as you click on this launch button, and it will open a new window for you, and this is the place which is basically nothing, that is the web-based VS Code for you. Now you can see here code builder is starting up. We are getting the code over here with the laptop, and this is the URL where your code builder is running. Now as soon as you launch it, this timer is going to start. So the amount of time you will keep this window open, your timer will be calculating behind the scene, like how much time you are taking or you are working in the VS Code. And based on that, this timer is going to be, or we can say that the number of hours or the number of minutes are going to be reduced from your 20 hours. So let's quickly wait for this code builder to set up. Now you can easily see here, right? You have got your project. This is the name of your project, code builder demo. And then you can see this is your developer hub, dev hub, your org. Okay. And then on the left hand side, you can see all the VS Code extensions which are needed, like GitHub, run and debug. You have got extensions for testing, code builder. This is again a new icon that you will see over here. And by clicking on this, you will see some resources to learn about code builder. And then this is org browser, by which you can upload, not exactly upload, you can download the metadata from your main org which is connected. Now here you see this Force app is your parent application, and then you have got all these things like LWC, objects, and all those things. Now if you want to develop something, you want to develop a Lightning Web component, or let's say we start with developing a simple Apex class. So you can just use code, you can use the start keys, or you can just use this gear icon and then command palette. This is the one that you can use, and say that I'm going to create Apex class. Okay, so I'll search for SFDX Apex, and you will see this SFDX create Apex class. Click on this and you can just give the name, and I can say let's name it as code builder demo. Then this is our directory where you want it to store. It will create the class for us. Now you got it, right? If you want to increase the size, you can increase based on your visibility that you want. Okay, now you've got it over here. If you wanted to add something, whatever, say that you wanted to add some method, so this is a simple method that we have just added. Now if you wanted to, now you developed this, right? Here just pay attention, you have developed this. Please don't your VS Code here, don't close your code builder here. What you need to do is, before you close it, just deploy this, either using right click, just deploy this source to org. It is going to deploy the changes to your Salesforce org which is connected. You can clearly see the message over here. Don't close this window, because if you close the window, there are chances you might lose your work, because the code builder is again a trial version, 20 hours of minutes, or not minutes, 20 hours of works you're getting. And if you close this and your org is gets expired, your code will be deleted, your work will be deleted. So make sure you deploy or take a backup to your GitHub org, GitHub connection. By using this source control, you can initialize and you publish the changes to your GitHub. But don't leave your code builder without taking a backup or deploying to your org. Now you can clearly do this, like you can again go to the command palette and then you can search for LWC and you can create a Lightning Web component, and then you can just do whatever you want over here. You can have the LWC card, or you can have a simple division paragraph, right? Or just put a code builder demo. So that is how basically you develop, again by doing the right click, because this is connected to our developer org or sandbox org, we'll be able to do it. Now here you can also, you might be thinking, if you go to this dashboard, you will be saying that okay, this is the only one project. Now what if we wanted to connect to, or we wanted to create another project, because as a developer you might be working with different projects, right? How you will be able to do that? Because either you can delete this or you can rename this. So this is not actually your project. You can consider this is the environment. This is a folder in your local machine. You consider like this. This is a folder. Under this folder you can create multiple projects. How you will be able to do that? Again, you have to go to command palette, and if you wanted to create a project, you can search for project over here, and you will see you've got this create project with manifest. You can select this, you can select what is the type of your project, and then you can give the name over here as well, like say that code builder. And then what it will do is, now it will ask where to store this code builder. Okay, we've got this code builder demo, force app. This is our working directory, home and code builder. This is where we wanted to store our project. Click on OK. Now what it will do is, it will create a project for you and it will open the project. Now you can clearly see over here, you are able to work with the different projects as well over here. And then you will see that your org is already authorized. If you wanted to change it, you can just click on this code builder, this org icon, and then you will see all the commands related to your all these what we say, authorizing a dev hub, authorizing with a sandbox, or creating some scratch orgs. You can do the changes that you want. And then again you can just again go to command palette, and then you will see here code builder guides. Again you have a code builder guide. With the help of this code builder guide, you will be able to learn more about how code builder works. Like, these are the quick starts that you will be able to work with this. So this is how, what, or we can say, this is what I wanted to convey in this video, how you can set up your VS Code, how you can work with the VS Code. Again, before I close this video or before I complete the video, please don't leave your work which is not deployed or not pushed to your scratch org before closing this window. And please go close the window once you have once you're done with this, or even if you are out of your system for a 30-minute or a 1-hour break. So once you close this timer will stop. Now again the timer will only start once you start this environment and you start working on this. So you see here we have only worked for 8 minutes. That's why we are seeing 19 hours and 52 minutes are still remaining for us to work with this code builder. So this is it for this video. Thank you for your time. Any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. And please, if you haven't subscribed this channel, please do like, share, subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. And we'll meet into the next video with some exciting updates. Thank you.